My fiancé announced, "I want an open relationship starting now. Take it or leave it." I said, "I'll take it." Then I downloaded dating apps and had 2 dates lined up by the weekend. When she saw me getting ready for date 1 on Friday night, it was like watching someone realize the fire they started wasn't a candle, but the whole damn house catching. My name's Tyler. I'm 29, and until 2 months ago, I thought I was on track to marry the woman I'd spent 4 years building a life with. Her name was Madison, 27. Someone I used to describe as thoughtful, quirky, artistic, and a little idealistic, but hindsight makes everything look like one of those paintings where you don't see the hidden image until someone points it out. I didn't know I was living with someone who believed monogamy applied only until she got bored. She told me her big announcement on a random Tuesday night after dinner, completely deadpan, like she was telling me the weather tomorrow might be cloudy. She crossed her legs, folded her hands, and said she'd been reflecting deeply on our relationship and wanted us to expand beyond traditional constraints. I thought she was joking. I even laughed at first, like an idiot. Then she said the words again. Open relationship. Starting now. Take it or leave it. No compassion. No discussion. No hesitation. Just an ultimatum dressed up like a TED Talk. And the thing is, I could tell she expected me to fight, to break down, to beg her not to do it, to tell her she was enough, to cling. I could see it in a way she subtly leaned back, like she was preparing for the emotional collapse she expected from me. Instead, I looked at her and said, "Okay, I'll take it." She blinked. Once. Twice. Then again. She thought she misheard me. She said, "Wait, what?" I said, "You said take it or leave it." "I'll take it." And that's when the cracks started. She asked if I needed time to process, if maybe we could talk about rules first, if I was sure. I told her, "You're the one who made this decision. I'm just accepting it." Her face did something strange then, something between guilt, confusion, and oh no, this isn't what I planned. What I didn't understand until later was that she didn't actually want an open relationship. She wanted permission to emotionally cheat with a specific coworker, a guy named Aaron, but she didn't want to deal with the consequences of me having the same freedom. I found that out later. But that night, she tried to brush everything off like she had expected mutual enlightenment, and was instead staring at a mirror she didn't want to see. She said she needed a few days before we opened things officially. But I just nodded and went about my week. Here's the thing. I wasn't looking for an open relationship. I wasn't even trying to get revenge. But I wasn't about to let someone put me on a leash while holding the door open for themselves only. So on Wednesday night, after she went to bed early, I downloaded 2 dating apps and filled out the profiles honestly, not sleazy, not exaggerated, just myself. By Thursday morning, I woke up to 18 matches. A guy who's stable, kind, can cook, and has a full-time job apparently becomes premium real estate the moment he's emotionally available. By Thursday night, I had 2 dates scheduled for the weekend, Friday and Saturday. I didn't hide it either. She wanted openness. She'd get openness. Friday after work, I showered, shaved, and put on a button-down she always said she liked. She was sitting on the couch, scrolling her phone, when she saw me walk out of the bedroom tying my shoes. "Where are you going?" she asked, her voice already tight. "My date," I said. Just that. Calm. Casual. Like it was the most normal thing in the world. She blinked again. She kept doing that, like her brain couldn't buffer fast enough. She stood up fast, almost panicked, and said, You actually have one? Tonight?" "Yep. First of 2 this weekend." I said, grabbing my wallet. She made this noise, half laugh, half choke, and said, "Tyler, you can't be serious." "Why not?" I asked. "You wanted an open relationship." She started pacing. "I meant, like, gradually, slowly, with discussions. You're not supposed to just jump into it. You told me take it or leave it. You didn't say anything about pacing." That's when she grabbed my arm. Not hard, but enough that it crossed a line. "Who is she?" I told her name, Qley, and that we were just getting drinks. Nothing dramatic. Nothing physical promised. And Madison went pale like I had slapped her. "You can't do this," she whispered. Madison. I said, "You opened this door." She let go of my arm, stared at the floor, then at me, then at the door like she was trying to calculate the gravity of what she'd done. And then the panicked mask cracked open completely. "Please don't go," she said softly. "I don't think I'm ready." "Then why did you say all of this?" I asked. Her lip trembled. "I don't know," she said. "I thought would make things better. But I wasn't going to reward an ultimatum." I left, and that's when everything really unraveled. Because the moment she realized I wasn't bluffing, she threw herself into a meltdown that sucked in her sister, her best friend, her mother, my parents, 2 co-workers, and, unbelievably, the co-worker she originally wanted the open relationship for. But I didn't know all that yet. I only knew I was walking in my car for my first date ever since meeting Madison 4 years earlier, and I felt weirdly calm. Guilty? Yes. Conflicted? Absolutely. But free? More than I had in months. The date went well. Not romantic fireworks. Not instant chemistry. Just comfortable. We talked. We laughed. We got food afterward. And I kept it respectful. No kissing. No flirting beyond casual banter. Just 2 adults having a good evening. But apparently, while I was out, Madison spiraled. She called me 5 times. Texted 20. Then she showed up in the parking lot of the bar because she tracked my location through our shared app. I only saw her messages when I got home, and when I walked in the door, she was sitting on the floor, crying like someone had died. "I'm sorry," she said immediately. "Please don't do this. I made a mistake. I shouldn't have said any of it. I don't want an open relationship." I was confused. I was insecure. I was trying to test us. I didn't yell. I didn't insult her. I didn't gloat. I told her I needed honesty. She told me the truth, or so she claimed. She said she'd been emotionally drifting toward someone at work and thought as she opened things up, it wouldn't technically be cheating. I asked who. She hesitated, then said, "It doesn't matter. It's nothing now." I told her that if we were going to repair anything, I deserved transparency. After 10 minutes of resistance, she finally said the name, Aaron. I asked if anything happened. She swore no, swore it on her father's name, swore it in that desperate way where you know the truth is the opposite of the words. I didn't react. I just listened. She begged me to cancel my Saturday date. I didn't promise anything, and that made her break down harder. The next morning, her mom called me. I picked up thinking maybe something was wrong, but no. She launched straight into telling me I'd broken Madison's spirit, that I was being cruel, that I was emotionally punishing her daughter. I explained what happened, calmly. Her mom said, "Madison told us you blindsided her, that you forced this open relationship on her, that you're running around on dating apps while she's trying to fix things." I realized then that Madison had immediately rewritten the entire story before the ashes were even cold. I told her mom exactly what happened, the ultimatum, the emotional affair, the confession. Her mom said I was lying, that Madison would never do that I was twisting reality to justify hurting her. I hung up. I wasn't going to fight a whole family. But Madison wasn't done. That afternoon, she and her sister came into the house unannounced. Her sister storming in like a prosecutor in some courtroom drama. "How dare you?" her sister said, standing inches from me. "She's heartbroken and you're going on dates?" I said she told me to. Madison yelled, "No, I didn't." I said, "Are you serious?" And I repeated the exact sentence she used. "Open relationship starting now. Take it or leave it." Her sister turned to her. "You said that," Madison whispered. I didn't think he'd take it literally. That's when I realized she didn't want openness. She wanted permission to cheat without guilt. Her sister's face changed. She didn't apologize, but she backed off. Madison told me she wanted to go to couples therapy right now. Like that instant. As if therapy was a fire extinguisher, she could spray over the consequences of her own choices. I said I would consider it only after I had time to think. She didn't like that answer. She cried again, blamed me again, claimed she was having panic attacks, claimed she couldn't eat, claimed she felt dead inside. And maybe some of that was real. She was definitely spiraling, but none of that erased the fact that she lit the match. Saturday came. I went on my second date. And that night is when the entire story blew open, because I ran into someone who unintentionally confirmed everything. A co-worker of hers, someone I'd met once at a company event, recognized me at the coffee shop where my date and I were sitting. I said hi. He sat down for a minute. Then he said something that changed everything. "Hey, is everything okay with you and Madison? Word is she's thinking about moving in with Aaron." I felt something inside me go cold. "What?" I asked. "Yeah," he said casually. "They've been really close lately. I just assumed you two were breaking up." That was the moment the puzzle snapped together so tightly I could hear the click. She didn't want an open relationship. She wanted a transition period to ease her guilt while she drifted toward someone else. And when I accepted the open relationship faster than she expected, the fantasy collapsed. After my date left, I sat in my car for 20 minutes in silence. When I got home, she was waiting again, eyes red, voice shaking, asking if we could start fresh. I told her I knew about Aaron, about the moving in comment, about her lies. She crumbled, fully, like a person who suddenly realized the world doesn't stop spinning just because they made a mistake. "It wasn't like that," she said. "Nothing happened. I swear." I told her I didn't believe her. She begged. She grabbed my hands. She tried to kiss me. I moved away. She sobbed like a child. That night, she left to stay with her mom. The next day, I got a call from her father, the only reasonable person in that whole household, and he apologized. He said he talked to co-workers. He talked to Madison, and he knew I'd been telling the truth. He told me, "You don't deserve this. I'm sorry." Madison's mom still blamed me. Her sister stopped talking. Her best friend sent me a long, furious text about being traumatizing and emotionally abusive. Meanwhile, Madison texted me every day asking to meet. I didn't respond. After a week, she showed up at my house again, holding the engagement ring I'd given her. She tried to give it back. I told her to keep it if she wanted. She cried harder. She said, "I ruined everything. Tyler, I'm begging you." And I told her something I never thought I'd say. "You ended us the moment you wanted permission to leave me without feeling guilty." She kept crying. I walked her out. I blocked her number the next day. 2 weeks passed. And then something I didn't expect happened. A woman I'd gone on the second date with, her name's Emily, reached out again, just to check on me. Not pushy, not romantic, just kind. We've been talking since. Nothing rushed, nothing dramatic, but peaceful in a way I forgot relationships could feel. As for Madison, last I heard through mutual acquaintances, things with Aaron didn't work out. She tried to blame him, then her mom, then me, then herself. The truth is she's probably still searching for someone to pin her choices on. But I don't carry her story with me anymore. I carry the lesson. If someone gives you an ultimatum designed to trap you, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is quietly choose the door they never thought you'd open and walk forever